Hello everybody, today trade cap for February 5th, 2026. And today I took one trade on AMD puts for around a $3,300 win. So pretty insane day, right? And I'm gonna be talking about what I kind of saw in the markets, what I took, how I found the name, and pretty much like all the sauce, right? So you can see, guys, like no losing day in the entire week of February, right? And we can of course see the P&L is kind of bigger than like last month's because I kind of sides up a little bit more. Instead of like 5 to 8K, the trades are closer to $10,000 now because I kind of have a big buffer, right, from last month. So I'm sizing up and it's going really, really well. So that's nice to see. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about what I saw today. So let's get into the video. So I'll bring up the Discord, right, and kind of show you guys. Actually, let me remove this. Right, I'll kind of show you guys what I was kind of looking at because I kind of call it out, right? So if you guys are kind of confused, you can kind of see what I'm looking at and then make your own judgment off that. But look, 8:38 Tesla calls on watch because today we didn't really have anything crazy happen, right? Today the first 15 minutes was kind of boring on QQQ and SPY, right? You always want to be looking at QQ and SPY, even if you don't trade the QQQ and SPY, right? Because you always want to look at what the entire market is doing. Because if the market is like having a strong bounce or a strong dump, then you can get such easy trades on tech names because they're likely just going to follow it if they're just following with the tech, right? And it's very easy to identify when a name is not going with the markets because when the markets are dumping or pushing to the upside, right, then these names are going to be consolidating in their key levels. So yeah, so I took one trade on AMD, right? This meta trade, you can kind of see I had this, but I didn't really take this. I kind of just call it out, but I didn't really take it because it was like 1040 when I kind of call it out. But alert your head on meta, not take anything with measuring relative strength, and then see I kind of call it out. Why the fuck? Oh yeah, it's kind of because it's hold up, okay, because of this, right? So we can kind of see Meta was breaking out of a pre-market high, and of course we want to we have two options here, right? We can either play aggressively above pre-market high, stop loss below that fair value gap plus pre-market high, or we can wait for a pullback at that order block, at this order block over here. I'm not. Oh my god, bro! At this order block over here, right? Plus this fair value gap pullback, which we had a really nice reaction off of. So just dropped y'all pretty much one of my entry models, and so had a nice reaction, right? Kind of set this up. Look, if you enter right here, the risk reward is so nice on this name, right? You know his name has relative strength, and why is it relative strength? I'll kind of explain to you guys why is relative strength real quick. So this name is at high of day, right? So if a name's at high of day, right, and QQQ and SPY at low of day. Look at this. We're breaking high of day while QQ and SPY are at low of day. That means this name has relative strength because we're at high of day and trying to break our high of day while QQ and SPY are near a low of day or below our key levels, right? So that kind of makes sense. So if QQ and SPY can also reclaim while this name also has relative strength, they will have a nicer move up with that momentum and volatility. And our risk can kind of be managed because if QQ and SPY does end up coming down and his name's at a high of day, then there should be more buyers kind of defending this area to push that name higher. If we're already kind of reclaiming these key levels while we were chopping around at low of day, if that makes sense, you know? So that's how you kind of have to think when you're trading these tech names, right? And some days you shouldn't be trading the tech names, right? Some days the QQ and SPY have very clean price action, but that only happens like I feel like 1 to 2 times every single month. So people identify that. But yeah, so didn't take this trade on Meta. I don't know even why I'm talking about it. But yeah, so I took this one trade on AMD. So what did I see on AMD? So let me go back to this chart real quick. So AMD, right? So we just right. So what happened in the market, right? So we kind of had a like pop and fade. So we had a nice reclaim of some key levels, right? But no continuation, right? We just ended up having some choppiness around this high day level, same on QQQ, and then ended up coming back down very hard, right? And ended up coming back below our previous day lows and our pre-market lows. So right when we're below these pre-market lows and our previous day lows, and I don't even know what this level is, right? So especially our previous day low and our pre-market low, right? So when we're below this level right here, we're very bearish on the QQ and SPY, right? So I'm looking at short names. So I'm trying to see a tech name that's also showing very weakness, that's showing a lot of weakness with QQ and SPY and also bearish on the higher time frame. So I know that AMD has been defending that 200 key level for a very long time, right? So now that we're below this 200 key level on AMD, I want to be trading this name to the downside simply because like that was the only name I kind of got an entry on, right? NVIDIA also had a kind of a nice downside move. You could have also got an entry on this name. Tesla also had a nice downside move, right? I chose AMD because that's the only name I kind of got a pullback on and I kind of caught in time, right? Because I was still kind of contemplating whether I want to take a trade or not for that day. Like, I'll kind of explain what I mean. So look, listen. So 8:59, right? So didn't take a trade for first 30 minutes of market open, right? PLT puts on watch, 9 a.m. here. We can see the markets are dumping now. Markets are dumping. Names are all dumping. So you don't make any money on any of these names are following the QQ and SPY because QQ and SPY are dumping, right? 9 a.m. here, let's do QQ and SPY. That's boring day for sure, right? Because I haven't taken any trade the first 30 minutes because I've been being patient. And then 9:07, we're just going straight down, no pullback. So I know now that we're below key levels, we're going straight down. We're very bearish. So if I do want to get a name if I do want to get an entry on a name, I have to be very aggressive, right? Because if we're going straight down, we're very bearish. like bearish price action is aggressive, right? It's elevator down and stair step up. So I have to be very aggressive on these kind of downside moves. And sometimes it's hard to be aggressive, right? Because like trading is also part psychological because you don't want to sometimes be aggressive in a name because if you enter aggressively and then you the trade reverses on you, right? And you enter aggressively, then like you take such a sad loss, you know. So it's always kind of suspicious like taking those aggressive trades. But with the context, you kind of have to be aggressive, just knowing what the context is of the markets, right? So look at AMD puts, right? Because AMD is now breaking below that pre-market low plus 5-minute range low, right? So I was looking at AMD puts at this area, and I kind of want to see us kind of show a pullback at a fair value gap, at an order block, at a pre-market high, and then show sellers like pushing the price back down. That's simply what I want to see. Or I can just simply be aggressive and play the break below the pre-market low, right? You have two options there, right? Both technically will work in a very bearish market, but I kind of want that extra reassurance, right? That's kind of what I like trading and what I'm confident with that heavy size I'm trying to putting on, right? So how long is the trader cap? 5 minutes long. Wait, my face isn't even in the fucking screen. Oh my god. Right. So what I see, all right, on AMD, I kind of saw us break that pre-market low, 5-minute range low that are stacked together. We came back below, right? No entry. We came back up, retest this entry, right? And then we came back and showed a strong break in retest and strong seller. So at this candle and after this candle closed, this is a very, very strong break and retest, right? We came all the way back up and closed all the way back down here, right? Showing that this is a key area of selling, right? That buyers are clearly weaker here and sellers are clearly picking up here, right? Also, you also look what QQ and SPY are doing, right? QQ and SPY are also pushing to the downside. So you have to be a little bit more aggressive here on that rejection, right? So look at what's happening here, right? QQQ and SPY are breaking low of day while this retest is happening, right? So I know QQ and SPY at low of day. SPY is now retesting our key level, and there's clearly sellers at that level. So I took puts at that candle closure, stop loss simply above that pre-market high. I don't even want to see price come back up here now. I just want to see us continue that downside move because QQ and SPY are at low of day now. So I want to see AMD just follow QQQ and SPY and just push and just break our key levels, right? So we had that, right? No drawdown, just we instantly smashed through these levels, right? These levels are key areas that we kind of bounced off of previously in the past on AMD on the higher time frame, right? We know AMD kind of have been bouncing around that 200 to 195 level and then has been bouncing up, but now it's came back below again. So just we kind of consolidated, right? So enter puts right here, had that nice kind of 20%, 25% move down here, consolidated, right? And then had that nice break finally after 20 minutes of waiting. So this move from here to this move down here was around a 55% win. So let me actually just check. I think I have a screenshot. So I'm like, what is happening, right? Because everything was going straight down. So people reports are cooked, right? I'm just joking around at this point. Very, very key levels. I meant to say big key levels here, right? Because this is the area that has a lot of key levels stacked together because this area that AMD has bounced a lot of. So resistance now turns to support, right? We used to bounce off that level. Now we broke it. Now we want to see that level become resistance. I know I'm fucking doing hand movements, but like what I'm saying makes sense. It should make sense, right? So I want to see a new low day here, right? Because I don't want to see us kind of chopping around while QQ SPY weak, right? And then 30%, and then we kind of consolidate, extreme chop. Want to see a break under 193, right? Because 193 is pretty much low day. Trailers now break even because the reason why I said trailers now break even is because we're at such a pivotal area on QQ and SPY that one pop. I don't know if QQQ because listen, when you're trading this downside moves, when you do get that dead cat bounce or that bounce up, it's very strong and your contracts get cooked, right? Especially on options. And I know that AMD has been reclaiming this area many, many times. So on the higher time frame, if we do bounce up aggressively on this level, then on the higher time frame, we're technically using this area as an area of support, and I realize that. So I know that there's a high chance of us just pushing above these key levels in one candle if QQ and SPY also reverse, right? So I'm kind of managing my risk here, keeping my stop loss at break even because there's a chance that we have a strong this $2 candle up after that big downside move, right? So trailers out break even, a pop here is possible on everything finally because of new low day. Want to see new lows here on QQ and SPY, 40, 50% trim. QQ hasn't even broken lows yet, 55% want to see QQ break low day here. And then we have that low day break, right? And out AMD trailers because after that trim on 55%, right? Because there's very strong price action, out AMD trailers don't like how QQ could make new lows, has to do 20 minutes of consolidation, but it's all for a reason, right? Because the setup is valid, so I want to make money breaking that low, right? And then took a screenshot, right? Nice setup, and unfortunately, right, couldn't make more money because kind of took those trims at that low of day and then kind of got stopped out for I don't even know 30% on the trailers because I managed it really, really well, right? After we broke that fair value gap at this area, I kind of want to see price push down even lower to this 190 level. But after I kind of see price bouncing off this, breaking above this fair value gap, plus 155 on this QQQ kind of bouncing, we bounce off this one, twice, three, four, five times, right? Clearly, buyers are there at QQQ, right? SPY also just kind of showed choppiness. I know that now, okay, you know what, a small reversal is in play, right? I don't know what QQQ is doing now, right? So small reversals in play, right? This name is clearly dying, and my contracts will get cooked if I kind of hold it that bigger, if I hold it in that bigger like push up. So cut my contracts at this fair value gap to kind of maintain my profits, because I kind of want to see us hit 190 for that bigger P&L, but it is what it is, right? So great day today, right? You know, you just have to be patient and just wait for these like very easy types of moves. You know, you guys, you have to get them. Once you get the move, right, the money will be made. That's what you have to realize. Like, it doesn't matter if you buy 10 contracts, 30 contracts, 50 contracts, 100 contracts. The contracts are moving the exact same, right? The move is the exact same. It's just your scaling is different. The P&L is gonna be different, right? So like the move will move regardless, no matter how many contracts you have, right? Think about it. Like, if think about it, 50 more options traders kind of come into the space, right? And we all buy 10 contracts, right? 50 times 10 is 500, right? Yeah, by 500, right? Right? So imagine 500 contracts, right? That's like what? Like a $50,000 position size, something like that, right? So like a 10% move on that 50,000 will be like 5,000, right? But if one person buys 500 contracts, right, they're gonna make $5,000 in 10%. Right now, there's no difference between that and that if you think about it. You know, like it's just like if you buy more contracts, nothing will change on the chart. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, that's pretty much a trade recap for today. How long is this video? 11 minutes long video, right? So simply identified a name that was just showing relative strength, not relative strength to be honest, because everything was weak, but I kind of want to see a name that's also weak on a higher time frame, right? Kind of breaking below previous day lows, kind of showing that bearish price action, and we had a nice retest for that confirmation. Also, just following QQ and SPY. I was more aggressive because I know QQ and SPY are bearish and also near low of day. So it's all these little things you have to kind of piece together. So trading is not just like one entry model. No, you have to kind of understand the entire context to kind of get those good setups, right? Good entries, right? And then I'm gonna kind of talk about the meta entry, right? Because this is not a trade I took, but I kind of called it out a little bit. Then I'm gonna take it because like it's 11:40. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes after market, right? I don't trade that late unless like there's no other trade I took that day and I want to make money, right? I can technically force it, but like let's see down here, right? So calling a day here doesn't get any more simpler than this. Now QQ is reversing, and AMD is also rather show us 30% rather than break even because I identify QQ breaking then defending that 595. Okay, and then 1017, allergic ahead on meta. Not take anything on meta showing relative strength, right? I'm not trying to take anything because it's already 2 hours in market open, right? But right, we ended up like breaking that pre-market high on meta right here. I'm kind of highlighting it, right? But we had a nice setup on meta too. Like if you kind of think about it, take this, but like in another world timeline, I for sure took this trade. We literally broke above our high of day, retest this oral block plus fair value gap. We have QQQ and SPY reclaiming key levels and above VWAP. Like this is such an easy trade. Like this is the only tech name that was breaking above high of day or near high of day while all the names were at low of day. So the name has clear relative strength. We also know context wise, right, that this name had earnings. Meta had earnings and they were good, right? So this name also has that kind of earnings dip in like dip and rip in play, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much trade cap. I hope you guys got some information out of this. And you know, trade caps are probably the best content possible, right, for trying to learn how to trade. Especially if you watch multiple, just watch all my trade caps. You'll kind of understand how I trade, right? I don't really tell you guys how I trade, but if you watch all of them, you'll kind of understand like pretty much how I exactly trade. Like you guys know the key concepts and everything I use. It's pretty much simple. It's just rinse and repeat at this point, right? Tesla at this point also kind of making a similar setup I like to play, right? Risk reward here is pretty good on Tesla too, right? But it's so late in the market that we don't like I don't like, it's just too choppy for me to play his name, right? Like why are you trying to take a name at 11:30? But we're above this 400 key level now, so if there's strong passion above that 400 key level, right? I can take calls near up here, right? TP first is gonna be above this at this high day level at here, right? And then your stop loss is gonna be below this 400 level, right? So you first want to see strong price action, and then you can maybe see, you know, then you can kind of start holding your shares and stuff, right? So first want to see strong price action, right? So I'm just gonna wait for now, right? I'm just gonna kind of show you guys like this is not a bad this is not a bad like example, even though it's kind of later in the day. But I'll kind of show you guys like kind of how to get not this is a good entry, right? Because your good entries matter with context, but also the most important thing is a good risk to reward, right? You want to make sure that you when you enter, if you do take an L, it's not a big loss, right? It's a 10%, 50% loss, so it's like doesn't even fucking matter, right? Where the wins are always way more, right? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60%, right? So you always want to make sure, right? So you always want price confirmation, right? So if you see strong price action, then we can take that, right? So let's just wait. I'm just gonna just wait here, right? Also, let me pull up QQ and SPY real quick, right? This the trader cap's done. I'm just like showing this as an example. I shouldn't even be dropping all this, right? This is something like for like a mentorship or something, right? So look, we have that strong price action above that 400 key level, right? Clearing the area that we rejected before. Now we're breaking above that. Resistance turns to support, right? So now I want to see strong price action candle close above 400 level, right? QQ and SPY are now in range, and QQ's at SPY's actually at our previous day low, rejecting it right now, right? So if you look at SPY right now, SPY rejecting our previous day low. So you want to see SPY above previous day low now, and also Tesla showing strong pricing above that 400 key level to take a trade, right? I know I'm talking kind of fast, but like I know what I'm doing, you know, like slow the video down, like you know. So we want to see SPY above that previous day low now, breaking above previous day low, and then Tesla strong price action above the 400 level, and you can safely take calls above that and stop loss simply below this. Now that we know that if we defend this fair value gap again, then we clearly know those bars at this area, and we can kind of use this area as a base and another upside move, right? So higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We want to see these lows being defended right here. If you'll make a higher high, higher low again, right? So no strong price action here, right? We're kind of breaking down below. Let's see what SPY is doing, right? So SPY is just clearly rejecting that previous day low level, right? So as I said, we want to see SPY above our previous day low level now. We kind of want to get that market context to kind of give us more information to take our trade, right? So I'm not looking to take Tesla now until we get above this previous day low SPY candle closure, right? So right. So I mean, there's a trade cap's done right now. I'm just kind of showing you guys like a simple entry model, right? Simple like entry model with kind of like how to use market context a little bit. And so yeah, 16-minute long fucking video. Holy shit. I'm telling you guys, if you guys watched to this long in the video, like, props to you, because like people don't even make it past the first 30 seconds because they don't want it bad enough, right? Like I'm not gonna lie, when I was like learning how to trade, I watched so many fucking trade caps, and the trade caps I watched were so dog shit. Holy shit. Like I'm not gonna say his name, bro, but like they're so fucking dog shit, and like I didn't learn a single thing, and I didn't learn anything on my own, but I still binge watched all of them because I just wanted to learn so badly, right? Like I would take such a big loss for the day, losing the first time it's a market open, and then watch videos for the rest of the day because I knew like I had to lock in, right? So what's SPY probably rejected that, right? So now we see SPY kind of reclaim a strong price action. Now we want to see Tesla kind of reclaim a strong price action here. I'm not taking it. This is just an example, right? Now it's kind of trash because we had a strong downside push, right? Unless we reclaim a strong price action, right? And Tesla somehow like has a strong candle closure and we close above up here, then you can take a trade, right? And then have a stop loss below this, right? But I'm just trying to just this. I'm gonna make this video longer on purpose, right? Just to kind of show you guys what I kind of do live, like a little bit, like what I would kind of take if everything sets up properly, right? Because everything has to set up properly for you to take a trade, right? So where I want to see is kind of this 5-minute range, high getting defended, us breaking this previous day low. Of course, this day is shit day, right? Bad day, for example, because we're just chopping now, like we're just chopping on QQ and SPY, right? So I would expect us to kind of do anything, right? But if we did have strong price action, we broke above previous day low, Tesla will have strong price action above 400 level, then you could take a trade, stop loss below that, and the risk reward will be really, really good, right? Of course, this name doesn't have relative strength, right? Because this kind of following QQ and SPY, because QQ and SPY are not near Hive Day, and this not near Hive Day. So not an A plus, but you can kind of understand the setup. I'm kind of looking for the context I'm kind of using to kind of base myself around these trades, right? So I'm not watching this shit anymore, right? The meta example is a little better, but it's not live, right? You know, something live would be a little bit more better. But now that we're just rejecting, like, you know, there's nothing you can do, right? So yeah, this pure trader cap. Dude, my throat is so fucking dry. Holy shit. If you guys have any questions, comment down below, right? Join Discord down below and just ask me any questions, right? Like, bro, who else like has this type of like trading and is making this type of trader caps, right? Actually, I know a couple people, but you know, like, anyways, like, who else is doing this, bro? Like, holy shit. Like, I've actually been on a killer fucking like streak recently. It's absolutely insane. And like, by the way, this is not like this is just because I do a probabilities, right? I'm just taking good setups and the setups are just playing out. It's not that like I have some holy grail. Like I'm just having I'm just having a good streak right now. Like nothing else to say, because even if I do take L's, like I took an L in that NVIDIA, like the risk the loss is always smaller than my wins, right? So look, 25% win on Meta overall, and then 14% loss on Nvidia, right? So like it just makes sense if you just think about it and you have a brain. It just makes sense logically, right? Think about it. If you could have this type of consistency, right, and you can make this much money, imagine what you have if you had a 50% win rate and your losses are smaller than your winners. You'd automatically be profitable. But if you can kind of refine your edge and kind of find high probability setups with the right context, right, then you can have a higher win rate like this, right, and you can just have insane scaling, right? Like of course my scaling isn't as crazy as other people, right, because other people are having like 10k 15 20k days, but maybe I'll get there one day, right? Right now I'm happy with this. I'm actually really happy with this, right? It kind of brings peace to me now, right? That like I can fucking relax, you know. I don't have to go to school. Like it's fucking peaceful as shit now, but yeah. But the one bad thing about trading is that you never stop working. You just keep working every single day. You wake up, show up, because if you have to keep really refining it and keep that edge honed, because all it takes is one day for you to be a stupid and you're fucked, or you're paying a big loss, right? You have to understand like you know what, I'm just talking too much now. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing, bro. 66,000? Oh my god. What the fuck? Holy shit. Wait, this is actually insane. Oh my god. Oh, holy fucking Jesus. That is ridiculous. That is just sad, bro. Let's see what Hood's doing. Like like you guys can also see, right? It's 11:36. I'm done training for the day. The video's 21 minutes long. I'm still looking at the fucking charts. And that's just because I'm addicted. Like that's just this is my passion, you know. This is what I like doing. So ah, but yeah, that's what SNDK is doing. Under 600 level. Let's look at the higher time frame. Yeah, SNDK is absolutely ripper of a stock, right? Of course, the market's kind of having a big pullback, but considering how big of a pullback the market had, and we only had this much of a downside move, it's actually not as much as I thought, because the last earning was insane on SNDK. So I would look to get these like get this name on each dip. Honestly, like, there's so many good names to buy, bro, but not enough fucking money to buy these names. I swear to God, bro. Like that's the problem. I wish I had like fucking $35 million laying around to buy all this shit, bro. Like Hood looks so good. Like Hood's earnings are so good and it's so like cheap. SNDK, of course, right now is like not as good, but there's this name, this absolutely ripper on the higher time frame, right? Reddit, also pretty good name, right? Not as good as Hood in my opinion, but so many good names, right? AMD that comes down even deeper, like literally the freest money you'd have. Like next 5 years, bro, AMD is an easily $500 stock, like absolutely insane. AMD's not going anywhere. Palantir, I'm not gonna go against anything against the Mossad. They run the world. So I would just bet my last things on anything fucking owned by anything at Tel Aviv founded. Let's be honest, right? Google absolutely insane, right? But you can't get a good deal on this name because it's already kind of near all-time highs. The best time to buy Google was at that near 170 consolidation area, right? When we were over here kind of consolidating, right? That was the best time to accumulate Google because the earnings were insane and we still had no like bullish upside move. So yeah, pretty much trade recap. And remember that trade I was talking about earlier on Tesla? Like now we're just chopping around. We have no momentum. We kind of showed no momentum from that previous kind of push up. We kind of want to see this kind of push up, consolidate, show strong price action, and push up again. Now we're chopping. So now you just want to close the monitor and call it a day. Like you have to understand very quickly, high probability, low probability, right? Like stop making your life harder. Stop taking shit steps. Just take the good steps and let the probabilities play out and call it a day. Like trading is not that hard. Like trading is only hard when you're trying to make money, when you're thirsty for money. Like that's the only time it's hard. But once you have that like buffer, once you have that winner, once you have that green month, bro, I'm telling you, bro, life gets so much easy. It's like a fucking brick has been lifted off your chest. Like holy shit. Like now, like I don't even know, bro. I'm just yapping. A 24-minute long video, guys. Crazy, bro. But yeah, um, I think that's straight cap, guys. I'm pretty much done, right? 10K in 4 days, right? Fucking insane. Making trade cap right now. I haven't losing in 5 weeks. That's literally fucking insane. By the way, I won't even lie, bro. I thought like I thought I was gonna choke the fucking green month or the green month like the third week. I thought I was gonna choke it like this, but like I came to realize like green day, red day doesn't fucking matter. You just take high probability trades and let it just play out, right? Like is not take a loss isn't even that deep anymore. Like if your risk reward is good, just if you take a loss, it is what it is because there's just not buyers at your setup. If your setup is good, right? If you're taking shit setups and you know that's fucked up. But once you get down that like consistency, like holy shit, like trading is fucking insane. Like literally insane. Should I buy a car? Hmm. Oh, there's no space in the garage. There's a lot of 40. Okay, I'm gonna call it a day here. Right, this is a way longer of a video, but people are probably all off. I'm bored as shit, so that didn't really hurt me. But yeah, I'm gonna go head out, go to the gym, and get my muscles pumping, get some blood flowing in my muscles. But yeah, I'll see you guys. Peace.